We sent Fox 17 Jennifer Dowling there to survey the damage.
One of the homeowners here took us on a boat tour along the Grand of the homes that have been overcome with water. There's about 12 homes that sit down here on Shady Lane, and as you can see, they're in some dire situations. Water is coming up to their first floor windows. There's also a lot of homes that are on stilts, but many here just simply getting flooded out.
A lot of people are going to lose a lot of stuff in this flood.
Christopher Lee owns one of the homes now surrounded by floodwaters converging from the Grand River and Thornapple into one. He's getting to and from dry land by boat.
I know that this is the worst one that I've ever seen.
Lee took us on a tour of the neighborhood, which had become a ghost town due to evacuations, waving to the other brave holdouts like this man on his deck, who also has a boat outside tied to a tree.
What's up, John?
Lee's home sits on the only tiny spot of dry land here.
I'm at the end there. Last bit of high ground.
But he's worried.
It's still coming up.
The road is now a waterway with many mailboxes hidden beneath the current. Number 2201 barely keeping its nose above the waves. And although homes were dark and locked, that water was knocking to come in. I'm standing on the deck of an elevated home. This homeowner is very fortunate. Down the street, though, some folks are not so lucky. This home at 2061 Shady Northeast had water coming into its open door. You could see furniture and belongings inside. A very intimate look at all that could be lost from the rising waters and what they could take away.
It's not good water. It's gray water. It's nasty. It's going to ruin their homes, you know. Flooring, drywall, all that stuff's going to have to be dried out.
Nearby, an evacuated trailer now looked as if it might be swept away as well.
Believe it or not, somebody actually lived in that trailer at one time.
The water is destroying vehicles, too. Lee tells us the homeowner here thought he had his on dry enough ground, but this flood isn't playing by the same rules. Also, this truck across the road looks like an island in itself. The water's taking it for their own.
It was Don Gessner's. Much anymore.
Lee feels part of the problem is the water coming over the dam in Ada. He wishes less was being released. The water there so tumultuous, it looked and sounded like a volcanic eruption bubbling at the base of the dam. And the waves here so powerful, it sounded like the beaches of Lake Michigan. Lee's Uncle Dale says this is the worst he's seen in 47 years, but the power of the river hasn't been fully unleashed.
I seen it where the house is up in here. It was running right in the windows of the doors.
Dale will head to his nephew's house to help elevate his belongings, bracing for one for the record books.
Well, we get this stuff all the time, you know, but never like this.
And this isn't even the worst of the flooding. Lee says he's expecting the river to rise even more this evening. Reporting from the Grand River in Ada Township, Jennifer Dowling, Fox 17 News.